Today we're talking MCPs and NAN automations because surprisingly a lot of people just don't know the difference between the two and when to use each one. And to dumb it down the best way I can, MCP is a universal bridge that allows an AI to alter data between tools. And then NAN allows the altering of data, but it uses deterministic outputs and automations to complete a task. So here's how the two work. NAN is event driven, meaning that literally an event needs to happen, like a webhook trigger, a schedule, or a Gmail, or a payment, or a CRM update, or something to change on data. Now the best use cases for this are structured processes, repeatable business workflows, and business automations. So all those repetitive tasks that you spend probably 4 hours, 5 hours a week on, down to 20 minutes. And MCP is more on demand, meaning that you have to literally be there every single time to trigger an event. This one waits to be called, whether it be a prompt, a loop, a schedule. And the execution is different because you're giving the AI complete control over how it actually gets that task done. So for example, you ask it to create an email and then draft it up and send it over to your subscription list. And it calls that tool, drafts up the email and sends it to whatever list that you tell it to, and then sends it on its own if you wish. And if you think about how much time that just saved you from you having to draft up the email, go over to that tab, log in, create the email, look over it to make sure it's good, choose your subscription list, then hit send, you just saved yourself 40 minutes right there. And the best use case for MCP are dynamic decisions, research tasks, or judgment-based tasks. And so now in Claude Code, you have what are called schedules and loops. Schedules meaning you tell Claude every single morning to check your email. And then with loops, you're just simply giving Claude system prompts, but on a schedule. With NAN, it acts completely without you, fires autonomously on your service, and it uses the live data. So the difference between the two is just a reminder versus the actual action. Now you can also combine the two. So you have one automation and then you have one node that's your AI MCP node. And as soon as that automation goes to your MCP node, the AI will choose which tools to use to complete the task or gather data to send it off to the next node. So for example, let's say you get a new Stripe payment, sends it to your MCP node, then the AI analyzes that data and it gathers the context, it drafts up an email, and then it sends it. And then it updates your CRM. So in NAN, you set the triggers, the guardrails, and the reasoning. And then here's how you know when to use which one, but I feel like it's pretty obvious at this point. Use NAN if you need complete control of the output. If you have certain tools and calls that MCP connectors yet don't have, you can easily create an API key to connect to almost any tool in NAN. And MCP right now is only really good for if you need those one-off tasks done. You can also use both, or you can go without the MCP node and just go full agentic and have about 4 different AIs. So one could be the drafter, the next one could be the reviewer, and the next one could be the executor. And it's actually pretty sweet the amount of time that you're going to save when you use each one when you need to.